check
Oh
this out. What's
man,
going on
so
today?
crypto market sheds $80 billion in a matter of hours. Bitcoin struggling at 20K.
Yeah.
ETH is hovering around 1,000. We're gonna get into the charts, of course, but what like this is just the beginning of everything. I mean, yeah, there's the number go down for sure, but the Fed is expected to announce the biggest rate hike in 28 years today. So there's a lot of just kind of FUD every time the Fed is going to do a rate hike.
Yeah.
They're
But,
expecting about 3/4
and
of a
it's
point
really
a base.
because a lot of the talk on the streets is that the Fed acted too late. So now they're
Yeah,
having to
like
play catch up. And
yeah,
I think, I don't know. You know how they're all like, the Fed keeps saying, like, oh, we're going to have a soft landing for this economy, a soft landing. We're going to
sure,
avoid a recession,
feels like it's
have a
going to be soft.
soft landing.
It's been soft so far.
Yeah, well, I at the time I thought, you know what, this is possible because the job market's super strong. The housing super strong and all this. But it's kind of, I don't know. I'm starting to get a lot more like, I think that's a lot less likely now, just because I see, right? We have a lot more companies posting layoffs, a lot more. So I think the job market's gonna get a
Layoff season's
shakedown,
here. Yeah.
which will just have a larger effect on the
Oh yeah,
overall
the entire
economy.
economy. Yeah,
I think right now we're already seeing like spending behavior,
completely.
and all that. Like people's money and savings account has gone down.
Yeah,
Like people just aren't saving in the near, like
people are
before. Like
tighter
last
for
year was
sure.
like save, 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 save. Now it's like I think it was, it dropped by like 80% from a year
Everybody's
ago.
spending
So
their savings on gas.
yeah. I mean, gas is fucking. It's gas.
I
Is
mean, and if
nuts,
you have to
man.
commute, it's my girlfriend commutes every day, and man, it's like the gas is just getting to be kind of crazy. So, yeah, there's a lot of things going on. We got Tron's USDD has dipped below 96 cents, entering its third day adrift. And I know they keep pumping more money into it to try to just help keep it afloat, but it just cannot repeg. So gosh, it's just
I
is this like
can't.
an attack? I mean, I know
What
that's
what is
the
what
attack, right? But what's
what is
going
it right now?
on?
Is it still in the 90s? Is it 95 cents?
Well, it looks like it dipped as low as 95 cents this morning before recovering to 97 cents at the time of this writing of this article this morning. So yeah, check it out. But it is interesting. It's like, what's happening with these stable coins? And I'm not big brain enough to totally understand everything going on and why these are depegging. And I'm too scatterbrained. I'm like looking at a million things every day. So I haven't really figured it out. Maybe somebody who's really smart in the chat can give us the alpha. But either way, it seems like something weird is going on. We have the second stable coin here to kind of be under. It almost seems like a sustained pressure, some kind of sustained pressure going on.
Right.
And Dolph says stablecoins always felt like BS. Either you have the assets to back it up or not. Well, that's the other question, right? And Tether is denying accusations about its reserves and its connections to Celsius and Three Arrows Capital, both which are also imploding. It looks like USDT Tether released a denial of rumors regarding the portfolio of commercial papers that make up USDT's coverage reserves. Tether also said there was no exposure to the CDFI platform Celsius and crypto hedge fund Three Arrows Capital. According to the rumors, which were later denied by the company, Tether's commercial paper portfolio consisted of nearly 90% Chinese and other securities and traded at a 30% discount due to market conditions. Tether and its spokesman, Paolo Arduino, denied the rumors, calling them an attempt to create fear, uncertainty, and dump. So, this is the constant question for Tether that people always ask
Yeah.
is about the reserves. Those are always the question, right? And, that's like we were saying yesterday, it's so funny because as everybody was bragging about Terra keeps pumping Bitcoin into their reserves, and and everyone was skeptical of Tether, but Tether's still here for now. So
Yeah.
you
Well,
know,
is USD? Who does US? What is it? US? Is it USDC?
which
Which one is the second?
that is one
The
of them.
next one up?
Yeah, USDC is
Uh,
the other big one.
yeah. I don't know, man. I'm
And that has
almost
more,
like
I think, traditional backing. I want to say that's
does.
more of some traditional investment or traditional money,
Yeah, I was
financial
gonna
money.
say like which one of these is more secure? You know,
Because I remember
which one
hearing
has?
when the Terra stuff started, or the Terra stuff. I keep getting Terra and Tether mixed up in my head, my small brain. Terra stuff started going down. I remember some people were speculating, oh, maybe this is the people who are behind USDC, like essentially attacking their competitors and this and that. So
Oh, how funny.
of course, the rumor mill. Today's the day we were supposed to get that tweet about the orgies, by the way. So I'm waiting for my orgies. Give me the evidence. I want the
What? Oh
orgies.
yeah, that was so. Dude, that guy just disappeared. And nothing happened, huh?
Yes.
That was a big
Maybe
old
he died.
nothing burger,
Maybe he
bro.
died earlier than he thought he was going to die.
I think it was just a giant nothing
He
burger.
thought he was going to
Just a
die
big.
in a couple months. He's like, I got a
I
couple
don't know
months left,
what
but
that
then he
was.
died the day after he made that tweet. Maybe.
That was
Just kidding.
some FUD tweeter, huh?
Yeah, FUD tweeter. Was that the signal? Was that the signal to sell there? The FUD tweet.
Yeah.
MicroStrategy's CEO, Michael Saylor, says they expected the carnage and they will huddle. So it's the equivalent.
Mhm.
I think I'm not selling. I'm not going anywhere.
They're like $1.2 billion in the hole right now on their
Yeah.
investment. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
Pretty
they're not
rough.
the only ones. I wanted to, this crypto fund, Three Arrows Capital, facing potential insolvency seems like a big deal. After liquidations worth 400 million, Three Arrows Capital is reportedly working on an arrangement with lenders and other parties. I saw some interesting Twitter threads about this. Someone had retweeted this one, but this guy was pointing out a bunch of stuff. He had apparently called the Celsius collapse and as well this 3AC collapse. That's his claim. But anyway, he says that the collapse of Three Arrows Capital is monumental because they borrow from every single major lender. Think BlockFi, Genesis, Nexo, Celsius. And so he said, expect every lender to take on hits from this.
Yeah.
Also, he says the last public number for Three Arrows Capital's assets was tagged as $18 billion. And then he goes through the math to essentially figure out from November 21st, when they had known about this, to now, they'd be down about 70%. So at best, they'd be at 2.7 billion. But then if you add the shitcoin exposure that everyone knows they had, they're realistically down to $1 billion or less. So they went from 18 billion to maybe $1 billion or less potentially.
Oh.
And so that would be why they're, not being able to meet margin calls. And he's saying that would be the death knell for any hedge fund.
Yeah, dude.
I don't think the blood is done. We're not done bleeding. And here, NFT Statistics is another account that we like. And they said, this 3AC and Celsius feels a little like Bear Stearns and Lehman Brothers, but there's no government sitting there ready to bail us out and much less transparency. More dominoes will fall. I am going to start moving money off crypto exchanges.
Yeah.
Man,
And I
seeing
think
tweets like that is just wild.
yeah. Well,
It's
right
a lot of
now the
fun.
ones
A lot
that
of
are
fear.
the people that are hurting are the longtime investors, like some of these hedge funds. Also lenders, like all these lending platforms, those are hurting. Um exchanges by themselves, I so far, right? So far an
So far.
exchange hasn't gone down yet.
So far. Yeah.
And I think that it's also, I think it's going to be harder to take down a lot of these larger exchanges like Binance or like I use some of the smaller ones, and so I'm a little concerned with some of the smaller ones
Well,
right
and we
now here.
have seen
And
halting withdrawals during large flash
Right.
crashes in the past couple of
That
years. So
happens.
that has
That
happened.
happens once in a while.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's usually just a yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, and so
So the
I could
question is,
expect
could
I
we
would
see worse than that? That's the
I
real
right,
question. Like
yeah.
there's a mass exodus, type of outflowing type of thing. I don't know. I think we would need flash crash beyond where we
Mhm.
are now. I think there would have to be a major fuddening drop, I think, to trigger something like that, right? You need a trigger wave essentially to really to start the panic, right? So I don't think we're there, but
Right.
we're teetering around where that could happen. And I think if we drop under 1,000 ETH and under 20K Bitcoin, man, it's just going to be bearish for a lot of retail investors, especially too. I think, it's hard to just keep
Yeah.
hodling away when you're just getting
Well,
clobbered.
retail investors too, like if you think about retail investors, these are just normal. These are people, these are everyday people that are just sitting down for a cup of coffee with some friends and they're talking about Bitcoin and are like, "Oh wow, look, yeah, the number's going up. I'm going to buy some." And so it's just like that's not going to happen for a while, right? People sitting around talking about coffee, getting in, like, "Oh yeah, you should buy Bitcoin." Looking at these charts, why would you? And but that's the
That's the
retailer
psychological thing.
that's yeah, that's the
Actually, I've seen
not necessarily what you should be doing.
a lot of crypto people saying that they're buying right now. They're DCAing and they're buying right
Yep.
now because
It's a
it's
good place to
low. And
DCA from.
man, if you believe that we will bounce back, it's not a bad place to DCA from for ETH and stuff
Mhm.
because then if you believe we're going back up to 3K ETH, why wouldn't you buy now? Or if
Yeah.
you're going back to
Yeah.
60K Bitcoin, why wouldn't you buy now while it's
And
low?
and the thing is that this has been some crazy dumpage before and whatnot, but we really, I mean, and I think two to three other times, Bitcoin has dumped 80% before.
Yeah.
And we haven't even hit that 80% dump from our all-time high. So, it's still, yes, there's still more dumpage to probably come.
Give it to me.
The 80% drops from highs, that's just kind of it's natural. It just kind of it
Dump on
happens.
me, daddy.
Uh
Dolph says, watch for them trying to backdoor more regulations as a result of this. Well, yeah, that's kind of
oh
what's
yeah.
happening, actually. The SEC
Yep.
boss is calling for urgent crypto regulation as market carnage persists. So it sounds like financial regulators are using the situation as an argument that the new asset class needs more regulation, including the SEC. Chairman Gary Gensler has commented on the recent market downturn, using it to stress the urgency of the need to better regulate. Um, we need investor protection, yada yada. Well, I mean, the whole market's shitting the bed. It's not like this is some unique crypto thing, I mean, if you look at
Yeah,
the
I
stock
think
market, the numbers don't
I
look
think what
good.
they're going to be looking at are the stable
Yep.
tokens, right? They want to prevent people like the Luna kind of bullshit from really
Well, and that's
happening.
really the competitor for the Fed is the
I
stable
think
token.
yeah, well, I don't
I
well,
mean,
like, so
right
I
now
think the
it's just
stable
it's
token.
like there because the Fed doesn't have a token, right?
Correct. Yeah. And so I think for them, the best idea is just to come out with your own USD
Well,
fucking
we know
blockchain.
that's what's coming. Yeah, we know that's what's
Yeah.
coming.
So, yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah. I mean, I would say that's kind of what's going to be the top priority. And then, because I don't know what you can really do about with a lot of these, uh, I mean, yeah, how would you? Yeah, because with these with these different kind of lending sites, like just the DeFi sites, right? With the staking, the pools, the
Mhm.
lending, and
Yeah.
all this kind of stuff. Um, those ones are going to be interesting because I'm not exactly sure what they would they. Yeah, what are you gonna do to those sites other than just try to push the stablecoin regulations onto them? And I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not too
hard
sure.
to regulate,
I'd
right?
imagine
It's very
I would
yeah,
imagine if they're in the US, they already have to be registered with this SEC and
right.
all that type of stuff. And if not, then that's definitely
That
going to be
could be coming.
next,
Yeah, like
right?
KYCing, maybe making users
Yeah,
KYC on DeFi platforms and stuff.
that's exactly right. Yeah, that's what I could
Yeah.
see for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the government knows how much money you lose, I guess.
How bad you're getting rugged.
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't worry,
I
I'm getting rugged,
none of
government.
those. Yeah, a lot of those DeFi sites, like I said, I've experienced with them before, but it's like I don't usually mess with them anymore, just because it's like I've been
Well, even
burned
the
more
big
than I've
ones that
actually.
have all the backing, like Celsius and these other, it's like nothing's safe in this space right now. And the shakeouts prove that over and over. And that's why shakeouts are needed, though. It's kind of like a crash, like a bubble. But when a bubble bursts,
Yeah,
it's because things are
so
unsustainable. So
right.
and the market needs to correct itself. So this is just where we're at, and but I want to leave everybody with a little bit of hopium before we hit
And yeah,
the
Dolph, the CBDC for sure. I think that's what
yeah,
that's the
totally.
correct
Well,
term for it. Yeah.
exactly. And this is and that's they're going to swoop in with that, and it may be perfect timing too if you have runaway inflation, and we need some sort of currency. I don't know what to call it. Reset? I don't know, but it's something, and that could be the CBDC could hit kill a bunch of birds with one stone for them. So,
Mhm.
that's definitely coming. I mean, we've covered that before, that they've been testing it, and they've been working on a CBDC for a while, so it's not like this is
Right.
new. But Bank of America survey still says that 91% of respondents will intend to buy crypto in the next 6 months. So this is why, again, it's like, if you believe in the tech, if you're in it for the tech, right? If you believe in blockchain, if you believe that the blockchain is the future of the currency system, then why wouldn't you buy
If you
when it's low?
believe
If
market
you
makers move
believe,
the markets
then
and you
market
see where
makers move the
where they want to
markets
return the price to.
where they want to return the price to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that. And here's the other thing. This is where I stand too. And I agree with Kevin Rose here, from Moonbirds and WebTuga. But he said there's no ETH price at which Web3 becomes less interesting. And I totally agree. That's why I'm in this. I'm super interested in all the aspects. I love the trading. I love that you can trade, you can make money going up and down. I love the NFT ecosystem and culture. I love all the creatives that are getting exposure from this, and I like the direction we're headed. And it's like in its infancy, and it's cool to watch this all unfold, even though there's carnage along the way. But it's a financial market, baby. That's what it's
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
Thank you for watching GMTV.